Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Good morning, clubbers, and of course, welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Club. I want to first of all begin by wishing you a happy new year. Now, I woke up with you on my mind this morning. Yes, I woke up with you on my mind. Okay? I woke up with you on my mind because I know that you are going to have the best 2025 ever. Yes, I know you. You that looking right now. You are going to have the best 2025 ever. And you want to know why I know that? I know that because I know you. Yeah, I know you. You're saying, oh, what Kirk talking about? He knows me. I know you. I know 2024 was hard for you. I know you struggled in 2024. I know you wasted a lot of energy on things that you had no power or control over. I know that. I know 2024 was tough for you, but I also know that you're walking into 2025 understanding how powerful you are. You see, often we tend to think that, the people that are living in Lanzapenes or the people that are driving the fancy car, they don't have the problems that we have. But let me tell you something. We all have those problems, okay? Because the biggest problems we have, regardless where you live, what your zip code is interpersonal relationships. So it doesn't matter what you're driving or where you're living. The interpersonal relationships is where you could have your biggest impact in life, by using yourself to better other people. But it's also where we struggle the most. So, I know you had a tough 2024, but I know that you have decided to take 2025 by the horns and ride it all the way into 2026. I know you're not going to stress yourself about things that you have no control over, because often that's what we do. We give our power and we give our energy to things that we cannot change. We're always trying to change the people in our lives. We can't change people. We don't have the power to change people. We don't have the power to fix people. You can't fix people. Okay? That's the job for medical practitioners, psychiatrists and psychologists. That's their job. And they can't even do their job effectively if the recipient is not willing to see the power within themselves to heal. So you can't fix nobody. You're in a bad relationship. You have to start owning the fact that you're in a bad relationship. You're in a bad situation. You've got to accept the fact that things are not going to change. And from the time you accept the fact, okay, that the only power you have is the power of yourself and of your mind and of your energy, then you're going to win the battle. We need to stop focusing on the things we have no control over. Okay? Stop sitting down and waiting and wondering. And you see this jealousy thing that we have? We need to cut it off too. Don't take jealousy into 2025. Okay? I could tell you personally, for me, there's so many things that I wanted to do. Like, for example, let's take, this show right now. You know how long I've been thinking about something like this? But I was always afraid because I was like, this person is doing it and that person is doing it and this person is doing it. And I limited myself. And the truth and the fact is you don't have to jealous nobody. Okay? You have to look at what it is they're doing because, listen, people don't block your path, you know. You block your own path because you don't understand how powerful you are. You block your own way. People don't block your way. When you see people succeeding, okay, they ain't studying you. You who's studying them. Stop being envious of people. Okay? When you see they're achieving, they listen, they roll out the roadmap for you. You could see how they achieve what they achieve, and that's all you have to do. There is room for everybody. There is enough money to go around. There's enough power to share among everybody. Don't limit yourself in 2025, you hear me? And remember, the biggest problem we have is we try to fix and change people. Stop wasting your energy on things you have no control of. I started 2025 on a bad note, okay? I was driving to work and this gentleman ran out in front of my car, okay? He was watching where he's going. So I had to slam the brake to avoid hitting him. He walked up to my window and the man cussed me all the side of whatever is what the man didn't say. You know, he was wrong, you know, but he cussed me all. How is he listen, if you hear thing that man tell me, when he didn't watch the traffic to cross the road properly. And guess what I did? I tell him to F himself. And as I drove off for the first 4 seconds, I felt good about it. And in the 5th second, I realized that I gave him my power. I did. In the 5th second, I realized that I gave him power over me. Okay? Because I could have simply say sorry. But I decided to cuss him back. I left home not knowing this gentleman, not having any control over him, to turn around to waste my energy to cuss him. It might have been easier for me to say sorry, have a nice day, okay? Because I can't change him and change his mentality. But you know what I probably did by telling him to F off, despite the fact that he was wrong? I extend it. The next time he see me, he might want to tell me something. I couldn't fix that situation. Now, I'm not saying don't stand up for your right. You know, I know some of all you will say are advocating just letting people do what they want to do. And people do, people grown enough. So when you stand up in the line in the bank and somebody jump in front of the line, okay, sometimes we are afraid to correct them or say something because you never know what could happen. So I just want to encourage you in 2025. In fact, I know that you are going to understand your power and your worth. You're going to stop fighting battles that really don't make sense. And you're going to stop trying to change people and situations you have no control over. Okay? As I tell you, the greatest impact we could have in this world is through our interpersonal relationships. You know, how we make people feel, how we inspire people, how we encourage each other, how we live together. But it's also the hardest thing we could do. It's where all our trials and our problems and everything happens at the same time. So I just want to encourage you in 2025, I know I've been talking long, to understand how powerful you are. Okay? And to make sure you harness that power. Stop wasting time on things you can't change. We have a great show in store for you this morning. When we come back, we're going to be chatting with entertainer, you know, Calypsonian, you know, master of many things, a son of the soil. I'm talking no other than Teddy Christopher, aka Topcat. We take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Wake Up Club. And of course, as I said, my guest this morning is a son of the soil. His name is Teddy Christopher. Most of you would know him by his sobriquet, Topcat. Topcat, welcome. TC, welcome to the Wake Up Club.
Hi, morning to everyone on the Wake Up Club, Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean and the world, because we're on the internet, so it's worldwide. Yeah, so I want to say morning to everyone.
Listen, TC, I love doing this because I like the fact that I get to know people in depth through these interviews. Because I know you and we go way back, church days, but do I really know who you are? A lot of us have relationships with people for many years, but we really don't know anything about them. So I want to begin by asking you, who is Teddy Christopher? Who is Topcat?
Okay, before I say that, some of the encouragements that you was given before I came on, there is something that I always base everything on, which is serenity,
Okay.
and growing up, you always see that plaque in people's house that says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that falls right in what you were trying to say, and yes,
Amen to that.
definitely. And Teddy, Topcat, Christopher, yes, I'm from St. Patrick's.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up as a kid of a farmer, so I'm very versed in the agriculture. So I still do it. So you know, it's part of my skill.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did doing bus service. I did that for quite some years. I am also um a qualified mason. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hands-on, a lot of hands-on stuff. I'm also in that, and then now with the music. But I started singing. Well, I mean, we grew up in church, so you're always singing in church. But like
Yeah.
after I left school, I finished school in 1989. I went to SAS. I started going to do reggae music with a band. I used to go practicing with them. That was Pappy Boy's father, the same soca artist. His dad
Mm-hmm.
at the time. Yeah, I used to be going there and doing little stuff with them. And then I don't think maybe it was too exciting for me at the time. But music is something, because when you're young, you'll just leave school, you want excitement, you know. Yeah. So I kind of stepped out from it, and that's when I went to construction, because back then it's either when you finish school you went to the police force, or you travel, or get into something. So I like skills, so I get into doing the masonry and stuff. Yeah, so I did that for quite a while, and then end up in the bus service. Did that for maybe about 10 or 12 years, and then I end up in trucking. I did that for
Mm-hmm.
quite some years as well. I used to work with creative design, driving one of those big trucks for them,
Mm-hmm.
so I do a lot of stuff. Yeah, but
Okay.
in the music, I Specky and I, we went to school together in SAS, So I used to tell him, well, I'll write for you. But he used to say, no, Teddy, I know you could do your stuff, so do it. And every
Mm-hmm.
year he comes back and he keeps telling me, oh, Teddy, you haven't write the song yet? And I just happen, I think it was 2015. I say, okay, well, I'll just do it. And I started back from there, you know. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what
So, so, you,
in the body
you,
work.
okay, so you write, you compose your own music.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And listen,
Yeah.
you jack of all trades, you've done it all, truck driving, agriculture, all of these things. You are best known for Calypso. Well, I know you talk about your involvement with Specky and all of that, but tell me about
Mm-hmm.
that start, that journey,
Well,
what inspired you?
well, the thing is that it's growing up in that era. Calypso was it. Like in 70s, 80s. And you kind of been around these things, so you learn a lot, and then you figure that you have the skill to do it yourself, and you have things that you want to share. So that's how I really get into it. But it's not that hard for me. Somehow it might be hard for other people, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow because I think what happened too, because maybe my family is musically inclined, so it wasn't that hard for me to understand how to really go about doing a lot of this stuff. Yeah,
So when you
because
say your when you said your family musically inclined, tell me about that. You had other
okay,
artists
well,
within the family.
on my mom's side, like the Paul side of the family, it's all people like Looney Spack and them, Killer. It's a whole line of people, even Mr. Legs. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole, yeah, music family kind of thing. So that's how you say Pumpkin Vine family. So it
Mm-hmm.
stems from there. Yeah. So it wasn't that hard for me to really get into it. Yeah. Then
Okay.
with the bodywork thing, I just started that as a hobby. Yeah. So but I did training in Detroit. So now
Mm-hmm.
it's part of my, well versed into that also.
Yeah. Because listen, a
Hmm.
guy was speaking to Junior about you, and he was saying, "Listen, Teddy, Teddy's a man that I'm a talk them looking good, So definitely, your verse, and I've got to ask the question. The
Hmm.
the calypso genre, we go dive into that. The calypso genre is where you're best known for, but I know you've also stepped into the groovy and the soca genre. Uh,
Right.
any other genre? Because reggae, I
Um,
think you mentioned that earlier on.
yes. I started off in the reggae music, and but now I'm recording some right now. Our manager Kimmy Jenkins production.
Mm-hmm.
She did a lot of work, and is still doing a lot of work, and she kind of pushed me into getting back into it, and so
Mm-hmm.
very soon you all might be hearing some new reggae music from Topcat, which would be very surprising.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I can also do country music. I even have Afro music. I have gospel music, all kind of
Mm-hmm.
things. I could write a lot of different genre, but so far I don't want to just complicate things. I just taking them one day at a time and move as the time goes. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
now it's the reggae time. So I'll do
No,
some of
it's
the
reggae
reggae,
time.
and now it's the reggae time.
Well, I
So
know you're saying reggae time, but we're in a new year. Um, we're exactly 1 month away from our independence, and I know you've
hmm
already
hmm
released a song for independence. Can you tell us about that?
yes, I basically wrote this song since around October because I try to, over the years you kind of get to pattern yourself of how to prepare, for
Mm-hmm.
the year ahead. Once Carnival finish, then I know directly it's Independence coming up. So I would have to start preparing myself. The only thing is that because we have a theme that we have to sing
Mm-hmm.
on, and when the theme comes out a bit too late, we don't get
Mm-hmm.
to because Calypso is not like a soca. You have to take your time and pen your stuff and bring out the message that you want, you know, for people to
Mm-hmm.
really grasp what you're trying to say. But what
Mm-hmm.
I did with this year, because I'm in it for a while, I know that we have to be patriotic. So I wrote the song even before the team came out, and it falls right in part there. So
Mm-hmm.
that was very good. I can also alter the words once the team come out, so I can do it live on the stage. So you might hear something in the song different than when I recorded it. So that's one of the ways of being a calypsonian. You can always change your lyrics You could just look at the people in the crowd and say something different and still fall back in line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did the Calypso. It's called Our Time to Shine. And I think it's very fitting for this year's independence, 51st.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
forward, to it very much. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know we have it, so I know Junior is going to play it at some point. But I have to ask you, you know, and frankly, a lot of people say calypso is a dying art form. What's your perspective on that?
Um, I think there should be much more workshops because when I have to
Mm-hmm.
do a calypso, I have to go into a
Mm-hmm.
different realm because because I do so much a different type of genre. Like you do the soca, you do the groovy, and then you still have jab and all them kind of things. You
Mm-hmm.
have to sit for a while and kind of slow
Mm-hmm.
yourself down to start writing a
Mm-hmm.
calypso. And you might start writing and it may take you over a month, to really put everything, or sometimes even longer than that, to really get all the information together. And even when you're doing it, you want to make sure that what you're saying is true,
Mm-hmm.
and again, even you're singing like a political calypso, you have to make sure that if you say things that they ain't sue you, so
Mm-hmm.
it's quite technical dealing with it, but I would say somewhat it's dying,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot should be done more in
Mm-hmm.
sensitizing people on it. Should, to me, it should start from school. So by the
Okay.
time the kid, yes, by the time the kids reach a certain age, they would understand, everything. But to just putting up a show during around carnival time and expecting people to come because they don't understand what calypso is about, you know. And once you sensitize the public on what really it is, because they more gravitate to the faster music. I mean, basically back then the tempo of music used to be very slow. Now everything is speed,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't want to hear this slow thing and dragging. There was a year I sang a calypso named Bring Back the Tempo in the Calypso,
Mm-hmm. I
and
remember that.
right. And that was part of the reason because, we used to be having one slow one and one fast one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And people used to enjoy that. And what really inspired me to do that calypso is because when we went to Dominica to perform, we were guest acts for the March Gras there. And the fun I see people having, it was applauding, it was something else, people jumping up you and then it was Soca Monarch, and that was Calypso. And I wanted to see something like that here, so that's what inspired me to do that Calypso, and I hope that, they take the people in authorities, they take heed in, in seeing the light of what could make
Mm-hmm.
this happen as how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
But that's how it was. We would go
Yes,
to
yes.
the March Gras.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the
Mm-hmm.
March Gras Sunday night. You'd have the commentary before, and then you'd have the party song in the
Right,
last
right.
segment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
those were the songs that we went straight from the March Gras into Juve
Into
with. That
Juve.
was the song that moved
Yes,
us.
yes, yes.
So there's
Yes, so I
there's a lot
hope,
of
well, I know.
history there.
Mm-hmm.
Go
But
ahead,
they
Junior.
don't update it. They don't have soca monarch and stuff because they think that having a soca monarch would kill their culture, the calypso culture. But we have a soca
Uh,
monarch. Well, they have the bouillon, but they don't even have a competition for bouillon up there. So,
okay.
right. So that's the difference with us and them. But we can still build on what we have, see what,
Mhm.
somebody what caused some of the problems and keep working on it. But for this year, for independence, they were saying that we can do power soca, you can do a groovy within the competition, which it used to be only calypso, basically. But to me, that part of it, instead of trying to get the guys, I mean, it's one of the avenues where you would find a lot of the Calypsonians coming out and they would enjoy getting to sing their calypso beside carnival. During the year, you don't really have anything else, and now having, that mix, bringing everybody else together in it, I think it's taking away from the calypso again. So I think having the workshops and getting the people to able to learn to write a proper calypso instead of bringing down the calypso to meet them. Let they raise the standard. Yeah, let they get to know how to do it. So then the calypso would grow. What will happen? It would just overpower the calypso, and because people would look for the hype. But again, that's how it is. So I'm going there with my calypso and do what I have to do. Yeah.
Definitely, sometimes not all good or not all change is good change, because
Yes.
I would
Yes.
worry about we are now people that get very excited about hype, and as lyrically strong as calypso could be, if somebody is going to come and move the crowd and move the audience with a soca, you'd have to hope that you have competent judges enough not to be swayed by one or the other. In fact, I felt it should. Yeah, I like the idea of bringing groovy, bringing soca into it, but I kind of feel it should be separate competitions. But before we go on break, you mentioned Dominica. Tell me about Dominica. How did you end up in Dominica? What was that about?
Oh, okay. Well, the queen at the time, the carnival queen at the time, her dad and I, we are friends. He's from Grenada, so we always had that link. We basically grew up in the same village, so he has always invited me to come to Dominica and build bridges, because we all almost have the same kind of culture. So we got involved with the ministry, and they accepted. They helped us get over there, and we were very much welcomed. So we had the opportunity of being guest acts. They have 2 calypso tents there, so we
Okay.
will get acts for both of them. And in all, we did, I think it was six shows. Being there, and even perform on the night of the Majra as guest acts from Grenada. So it was very much nice, and I still keep in contact with them. So we could always go back and do this thing again. So it was just
Listen,
building bridges. That was the
and
whole
listen,
idea.
yeah, how receptive were they to your music? Because our music is a bit different from theirs. How receptive were they to it?
They were very much into the jab. Once they hear Grenada, they want to say, so are you singing jab too? Are you singing jab too? And we had the opportunity of playing jab Juve morning. And this was something, like they would come out and touch you and wonder, well, you black up with that thing, and some didn't even know how to do it, and they just dip in the oil and rub it on, and see days afterwards they can take it out because they didn't know they have to rub with other stuff. Yeah, so it was an experience. It was an experience. Yeah, but they really accepted us, and with what we bring to them, and hopefully, getting some of them to come here just the same way, to share their experience. Yeah.
Well, definitely. Teddy, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. Folk, you're tuned into the Wake Up Club. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Folks, welcome back to the Wake Up Club. Of course, we're chatting with Teddy Christopher, Topcat. We're talking about his life, his journey into Calypso and music. Teddy, welcome back to the Wake Up Club.
Yes, welcome. I'm here.
Okay. Now, Teddy, I've got to ask you, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Calypso, because it's seasonal, I don't see it being that lucrative to sustain somebody. Now, you've mentioned most of the other things that you do outside of Calypso, which is seasonal for you. And I know you're jumping into reggae because, Kimmy Jenkins is putting you on the right path. How do you sustain yourself during the year outside of music? What's your main focus?
Okay, well, I'm an auto body technician. So I run an auto body shop full time, and still you could say basically a full time farmer. I farm nutmegs. I grew up in this nutmegs and plantains and things like that. So that's what I do outside of music, and then I still operate a bus service when I have the time. So so I always have a lot going on for me, So there is not ever a dull moment. Yeah, I'm always busy doing something. Always.
Okay. Well, definitely. Listen, what would you like to see? Okay, as somebody who's been there, been through the struggles, understanding. I know you said education. Can we expound on that? As an artist, what would you like to see for forward movement of the Calypso genre or music in general in Grenada?
First thing I would say, I think that the artists need to be respected more. Sometimes you don't be treated as how you're supposed to be, because we are the ones that go out there and create the show. Without the artists, there isn't any show, and I think that we definitely should be treated. There are times you would go to an event and they would ask you to come out there and give them the support, and you still have to buy your own drink. They wouldn't even prepare a little something for you, and you're there, and I think they should be treating you as how you like you ought to be treated, because you're losing your time, you're losing your sleep, you would pay a lot of money to get your music recorded, so at least show back some gratitude towards what you're doing, towards their event, especially if you're doing it to raise funds or something like that, But all in all, in getting the music forward, I think the studios, they're doing quite a great work. Over the past years, a lot of them stepped up, and some of the quality that we have now, it's basically on par. So I can attest to that. So we're very happy with that part of it. But in terms of the writing of the music, I think some of them need to work on that a lot to get where we really want to be. But in the Calypso, during the year, there is much more that we can do. It don't have to be big, but bring it out to the communities. Because I remember growing up, I lived just opposite the community center, and it was places that we would have little Calypso competition, and these are little things that you can have in the community to sensitize people about these things, because that's when you get to see the true culture or the talent of people. Sometimes they never really got the avenue to express it. So having these little things, you would organize it. That's why I'm saying from a school level, if you bring it from a school level, then you would see some of them that have the talent to really do that. But if we just leave it for when you get a little older and you start doing your other stuff, you might have the talent, but you don't really want to go through that now because you're busy doing other stuff. But I think they really need to start doing it from kids come up, even with during the independence or the junior monarch.
Mm-hmm.
Let some of the kids even write their own songs instead
Mm-hmm.
of you having the older people. Some of the kids will go sing this song and they don't even know what the song means. They just tell them, okay, we have that song and just go sing. But if you let them be a part of it so they could fully understand, write it and then you sit with them and you edit it with them and they would be able to enjoy it more and be a part of it instead of they just come in there and just singing what somebody gave them to sing. Then they would have
Mm-hmm.
much more fun doing it. And trying to make it too much of a competition, I think everyone as kids should get something. It's not just okay, I come first and I get $10,000, you come second,
Mm-hmm.
everyone that takes part as kids should be able to get an award for just being there. Because children,
Agreed.
at the time they don't really care about, okay, I get 5,000 and you get two. Nah, they just want something. There was a show that we went to
Mm-hmm.
in Grenville. It was sometime just after the carnival, I think it was. And the promoter, what she did, a lot of kids, she invited a lot of kids, and they just go up on the stage and they just do what they have to do. They just feel free, and all of them get little tokens, and they was happy. It wasn't no competition. They just feel free, and that's how kids want to be. They just feel free. So I think just basing it on just competition, just for the money, no, it's not that. Once you have to start them off, you have to get them to love it. And once they're doing what they love, then they would excel. Yeah. Once you put money into it, it's something different.
Yeah. Well, I
Mm.
definitely want to commend teacher Eddie and them because I know they're doing a great job with the junior Calypso competition. But I would like to see a lot more mentorship. I'd like to see a lot, I would like to, encourage a lot of the senior Calypsonians to get involved and to give a hand when it'll be mentoring a youth because as you say, some of them, they're in it because, their parents tell them, go and do that, or somebody tell them go and do that. And I would also like to see community brought back into our community centers because I think
Yes. Yes.
our community centers are no longer used for what they were used for before, which was building the young mind, creativity. If you had a skill in the community, you had a class so other people could benefit. Now really and truly what they have become is either nightclubs or some sort of commercial something instead of family oriented. Now
Right.
TC, we're going to take a quick break and hopefully when we come back, Junior would have your song lined up so we could take a listen to it and we could dive in more. Folk, we're going to take a quick break and when we come back, we're going to hear TC's Topcat's independent song. What's the name of it? Something about shine.
All time to shine. All time to shine.
Our time to shine. And it
All time to
definitely
shine.
is our time to shine. As I tell you, in 2025, we are all shining. We take a quick break and we'll be right back.
This is our time. Our time to shine. Raise up the flag. Let freedom align. With unity strong. Our future is bright. We claim our rights. We claim our rights. We claim our rights. Together we rise. Breaking the line. Spice Country. Whoa, yeah. From the days of struggle, we fought and we cried, but now the chains of the past, we cast them aside. Our land, our people, standing tall and proud, with the strength of our hearts, we shout it out loud. We are the future, we are the light, once guided by the truth. Yes, we make it right, with no more division and no more fear. In 2025, we bound to persevere. So this is our time, our time to shine. Raise up the flag, let freedom align. With unity strong, 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 our future is bright. We claim our rights, we claim our rights, we claim our rights. Together we rise, breaking the line from every shore.
Definitely, Teddy. Congratulations. Very good.
Thank you.
Inspiring, and I am hopeful. I know we had our 50th anniversary last year, and there was a lot of pomp and pageantry behind it. I find we're going into 2025, but we're going in a little low-key and a little too low-key.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that we could start to get energized. Listen, I like the song, okay? I like how it started. At the beginning, I was wondering where it was going to go. So I really like it, and I really appreciate that. What was the inspiration behind it? Okay? Because you're giving a powerful message. And I think sometimes a lot of people don't understand that within Calypso itself, we sometimes giving a powerful message that people sometimes miss. What is it you want people to get out of It's Our Time to Shine?
Really, at first, when I was doing this song, I start thinking back. Okay, we have the parade of the band, of the police force and whatever, and everything. It's about drums. The kids marching on the street. It's about drums. So I said, well, okay, I should make it sound like a marching band, and try to incorporate everything and make it sound a bit more militant, So I wanted it to bring out that in the music. So that's the reason why I have the intro with the chorus, something like that, and being 50 on the other side, 51 going now soon, you have to look at things differently. So some of the mistakes that were made in the past, we have to forget that, and we have to build from the past and not dwell on the past. So that's the reason why it's our time to shine. We have to do what we have to do to make things happen. We can't just be lazy and wrong and think that it will just happen overnight. We have to do what we have to do to make it happen, so we could shine. Yeah, so if you realize in part of this song, I said we have to do it like how Paradise River does come down. It does come down heavy, we have to move with speed. You know what I mean? So yeah, if we move in slow, things wouldn't happen. We have to move, vigilant, and do what we have to do to make things happen, and we would shine.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I want to congratulate you. I once sat in the seat of CEO of Spice Mass, so I know you've been in the industry for quite some time, and you're constantly raising your bar, and that's what it's about. There are a lot of people that are stuck and they're not looking to raise the bar and to improve themselves. And life should be a constant battle of becoming a better version of ourselves. Even
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
internally, spiritually, in the things we do, in terms of our work, our relations with people. It must be about becoming a better version all the time. So I want to commend you for that. Now, before we wrap up, what do you want to see for your country as we celebrate our 51st anniversary of independence? What do you personally want to see? Okay, because I'm telling you, what I'm seeing right now when I look at social media, I'm not seeing unity. I'm seeing people breaking down each other. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
all for
Mm-hmm.
humor. The first thing people are quick to post would be the negative things that are happening in the country, and there is so much positive happening. But I understand it's for likes, it's for views. But what would you personally like to see?
Basically, I mean, you want to see progress.
Mm-hmm.
People have to, when you do something, you make sure that you think about it before you really make the move, because it would tend to affect a lot of different people. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you want to see progress. So if you don't really focus on certain things and you just skim it on the top, then when you're really a little few months down the road, you realize no, like that ain't working. So we have to change that, and you just keep going around in circles and going around in circles. Like we can't find our way. We have to sit and think about a lot of things before we act. And if we don't do that, and again, people do things they make decisions just because of personal gains. I remember growing up in the revolution.
Mm-hmm.
when you their system was, when you do things, you have to do it for country. Everything was about country. They say we going, so we moving that stone tomorrow. Everybody going and move that stone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was. But now everybody, it's about what they could grab from something, what they could grab from here and grab from there, and your replications. They don't bother about who it affects and who it don't affect. They just do it just for their gain, and we have to change that. I don't know how we will be able to change that, but this is some of the problems, because they just do it for just personal gain and not gain of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to see, you know, change for this other side of 50. Yes, we have to
Mm-hmm.
do it for the country and not just for yourself. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Now, Teddy, if someone is trying to get your music, or to get in contact with you, how can they reach you? Tell me about your social media handles, and can we find your music online? Where can we find
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yes. Well, I'm registered with DistroKid, and they normally do the distribution, so you would find them on Apple and iTunes and Spotify. Once you type up Topcat, you would see it coming up. I think there is another two artists, one in St. Lucia named Topcat, but his name have the space between it,
Okay.
but my one is just TOPC, yeah, not
Mm-hmm.
no space. And I have an artist page on Facebook, which is Topcat the Artist, like
Mm-hmm.
D. Yeah, so you can also, most times I would post a lot of my music there when I release it on whatever I have to do. I would post it up there. But I also have an page for the garage also, which is Topcat
Okay.
Underground Customs and Body Workshop. So
Mm-hmm.
you would see some of my stuff there. I just posted a photo of a beetle I did for export in Caribou.
Okay.
Yeah, so we work closely together also. So you would see that on that page. It's Top Cat Underground Customs and Body Workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I still have my other ordinary page under Teddy Christopher. So I'm basically on three places on Facebook that you could find me. Also on
Okay.
Instagram, Teddy Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Teddy,
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. I want to wish you every success, of course, in life in general, but I really hope that you do very well and you're successful at the 2025 can I call it Independence Calypso Monarch anymore? Since there are
No, you
other
have to take off the
genres.
Calypso. So it's just Independence Monarch right now. Because
Okay, so
basically this,
Mhm.
based on how the competition is now, then Scholar wouldn't be able to defend because it's not a Calypso competition anymore.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah. I have my thoughts on that. I don't like Calypso already getting challenged everywhere. I don't like when we helping send it further back. But that's for another
Right.
program. I want to wish you every success. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to wish you a powerful 2025. I'm encouraging everybody to really unleash their power, okay, and to understand how powerful they are. Sometimes we spend a lot of time wasting energy on trying to fix and change things that we have no control over, and we could use that energy and that time to propel ourselves forward. And I know that everybody's listening or watching now is on that journey to propel themselves forward and to have a fantastic 2025. So I'm wishing you the very best, and we'll chat again soon.
All right. Thank you for having me. So, peace out.
You call me to lift the level, high the level, raise the level, up it, up it.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
You call me to lift the level, high the level, raise.
Welcome back. Listen, it's the end of the program. I know you're going out into, whether you're heading to work, whatever you're doing today, I want to remind you of how powerful you are, how much potential you have. I want to also remind you, it might be me repeating myself, but when you want people to get sometimes you have to drill it. Don't waste your time on things you have no power of changing. You can't change people. Okay? You can't fix people. You could fix yourself. You have the power to become the better version of yourself. And if you stop wasting energy and stressing over things you can't change, you could use that energy and power to propel yourself forward. Remember again, before I leave, you can't fix people. Okay? The only person who could try to fix people are those medical practitioners. We're talking psychiatrists, we're talking psychologists, and they themselves are sometimes limited because unless the person receiving the help understands the power within themselves to heal, it is a waste of time. Okay? I want to congratulate you. You've taken the first step into becoming the best version of yourself in 2025. Have a good one, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or